Hi friends, welcome to the channel JAIIB and CIIB Made Simple. So today we are going to discuss CCFE, that is Certification Course in Foreign Exchange, memory based question which appear in the examination on 24th August 25. Right, and I will provide you detailed explanation for all this question. So this will help you know the depth of the paper, the level of the question being asked, and you can prepare for the upcoming examination very smoothly. Try to answer the question on your own first and then listen to the explanation. So let's get started. The first question is, according to the rule for soft tax declaration submission, within how many days from the date of invoice must the exporter submit the form soft tax in quadruplicate for export of computer software and related content? So this is the question. Option A, within 15 days, B, within 30 days, C, within 45 days, D, within 90, within 60 days. So friends, let's break this question step by step. First of all, let's start with option number A. Option number A suggests that 55 days sound strict, right? 15 days sound strict, but the rule does not require such a short timeline. Exporter are given a bit more breathing room. So this option is too early and incorrect. What about 30 days? Yes, this is the correct timeline. Exporter of software must submit soft tax form. So remember, software exporter must submit soft tax form within 13 days, either from the invoice date. So this 30 days can be counted either from the invoice date or from the last invoice of that month. So let me give you one example to make it more clear. Suppose that you raised an invoice on 5th June. So your deadline is 5th July. Okay. So that is the 30 days from the invoice date or from the last invoice of that month. Or suppose if your last invoice was on 28th June. So your deadline will be 28th July. Right. So this is how it works. So option number B is the correct one. Right. Within 30 days is the correct one. What about option C, 45 days? See, 45 days would have been more relaxed, but the law does not allow that extra time. If exporter wait this long, they may face compliance issue or delay in payment realization. So this option is also wrong. Within 60 days, 16 days is definitely too late. By then the soft tax form would already be non-compliant. So this is also incorrect. So the correct answer is option number B, within 30 days. So just summarize what we have learned in this particular question is that I told you the soft tax form submission deadline is within 30 days. Okay. So the point is within 30 days soft tax form has to be submitted. And this deadline which we have talked just now, it count from the invoice date. This deadline count from the invoice date or last invoice of that month. Okay. So late submission may also cause compliance issue and payment delay. So remember, this is the rule. Now friends, let's see the next question that we have. So the question is, suppose a remitting bank transfer fund to a beneficiary bank but fail to deliver form A3 within the required period. So within how many working days must the beneficiary bank receive form A3 to avoid penalty imposition on the remitting bank? And what is the maximum period from the date of transfer within which the beneficiary bank must lodge a claim with the remitting bank for such a delay? So very good question it is. Options are 3 working days for receipt of form A3, 10 days to lodge the claim, 5 working days for receipt of form A3, 15 days to lodge the claim, 7 calendar day for receipt of form A3, 10 days to lodge the claim, 10 working day for receipt of form A3, 30 days to lodge the claim. Very good question. Let's understand this carefully because it's all about timeline, penalties and FIDE rule. Option number A say 3 working day. See, this look quite strict, right? This look quite strict. What? Because 3 days is too short for bank to complete document delivery across branch and city. This 3 days is very much short time. 3 days is too short for bank to complete document delivery across branches or cities. FIDE gives slightly more relaxation. So this option is too tight. This is wrong. What about option B, 5 working day? See, this is the correct one. The rule is the beneficiary bank must get form A3 within 5 working days. So remember, form A3 within 5 working days, right, of the fund transfer. Within 5 working days of the fund transfer. That's the rule. If not, the remitting bank faces a penalty. If form A3 is not submitted within 5 working days of the fund transfer, the remitting bank faces a penalty. And the beneficiary bank have to 15 days from the transfer date to lodge a claim for the delay. So the second rule is that the beneficiary bank has 15 days. So let's understand. Try to understand it using an example. I will give you an example. Suppose that funds are transferred Suppose let's say that fund is transferred on 1st June. Fund transferred on 1st June. So Form A3 must reach by 7th June, assuming 2 holidays in between. Suppose 2 holidays are in between. So suppose what I'm telling you, that fund are transferred on 1st June. In that case, Form A3 must reach by 7th June, assuming 2 holidays in between. Right? If it does not, the beneficiary bank must lodge a claim. Claim must be lodged by the beneficiary bank by 16th June. Because I told you 15-day time period is there for lodging the claim. Yes, remember these two deadlines super important. What about option C? 7 calendar day for receipt of Form A3, 10 days to lodge the claim. See, here the word calendar day. Try to understand that also matter. Working day and calendar day. See, calendar day include weekend also. Make this confusing. Rule clearly say working day. Try to understand. Please understand it. Rule say it's working day, not calendar day. Right? So, also 10-day claim period is shorter than what federal law. So, this is wrong. What about D? 10 working day and 30 days to lodge the claim. 10 working days too long and 30 days for claim is way beyond the federal strict timeline. So, this is also incorrect. So, what we have learned in this particular question, just remember it. I told you that this Form A3 must reach within the 5 working day of the transfer. It must reach within 5 working day of the transfer. To whom? Right. So the remitting bank must ensure that beneficiary bank receive Form A3 within 5 working days. And if delayed, beneficiary bank must lodge claim within 15 days. Suppose it got delayed. So the beneficiary bank does not receive Form A3 within 5 working days. It must lodge a claim with the remitting bank within 15 days from the date of the transfer of the fund. Both deadlines are counted from the transfer date. Remember, this thing is very, very important. If you count the deadline, if you see the deadline, whether 5 days deadline or whether 15 days deadline, both are counted from the transfer date. Remember it. Right. Now friends, let's see the next question that we have. The next question is very, very important question. Let's have a look. So the question says that, which of the following statement accurately describe the current status and the benefit of Town of Export Excellence in India as of the latest policy update? Very good question it is. So friends, the options are 4 new towns have been added as TEE, in making a total of 43. TEE receive priority access to Market Access Initiative Fund and can obtain common service provider benefit under the EPCG scheme to support export of handicraft, handloom and carpet. B says that only 39 TEE exist, out of all of which are limited to agriculture product export and cannot avail CSP benefit. Option C say MAI scheme give equal access to all town, but only TEE receive duty-free capital good under the EPCG scheme. And option D say 4 new towns join the TEE list, but only handloom product are eligible for any export benefit. So the question is, which one is, accurately describe the current status? Yes, let's break down the question. Yes, option number A is the absolutely accurate. Recently, 4 town. What are the name of the 4 town? Mirzapur. Right, Mirzapur. Second town is, Faridabad. Then Varanasi. And, Moradabad. So recently, these towns, right, were added. So the total is now how much? 43. Total is 43. Suppose exporter from Moradabad, who is famous for brassware. Moradabad is most famous for brassware. Suppose there is an exporter from Moradabad. Okay. Want to attend. Let's take just I'm giving you an example. Suppose exporter from Moradabad, which is famous for brassware. He want to attend an international trade fair. So being a TEE, what is TEE? Town of Export Excellence, right? Being a TEE, right? They will get priority in Market Access Initiative. What is the full form of MAI? MAI stands for Market Access Initiative, right? So since they belong to, basically they belong to this what we call TEE. So they will get priority in the Market Access Initiative Fund. So they will get priority in the Market Access Initiative Fund. Plus under EPCG scheme, right? They can import machine duty free. Under EPCG scheme, they can import machine duty free, right? As a common service provider. CSP means common service provider to help a small exporter in their cluster. So these are the 2 benefits. They can take help of the EPCG scheme, right? So using the common service provider, okay. Under EPCG, they can import machine duty free as a common service provider to help a small exporter in their cluster. What about option B? It says that only 39 TEE exist, all limited to agriculture and no CSP benefit. This is wrong. The number is not 39, rather it is 43, right? Not 39. And TEE are not restricted to agriculture. In fact, handcraft, carpet, handloom, right, are the major beneficiary of TEE. They are not just restricted to, basically agriculture, right? Even that carpet, basically handicraft, carpet, handloom. Okay, so they are the major beneficiary. That's why option number B is wrong. What about option C? Option C says that MIA scheme give equal access to all the town. Right? This is misleading. MIA does not give equal access to all. Rather, what is the full form of MIA? Just now I told you, Market Access Initiative Fund. So the benefit is not restricted to just handloom. See, and MIA does not give equal access to all. TEE get priority access. Remember that this TEE, they get priority access under the MIA. Right? TEE get priority access under the MIA, which is Market Access Initiative Fund. Right? So they just get, and also EPCG CSP benefit are not only for TEE. Remember, this EPCG scheme is not just for TEE. Rather, they just get an added advantage. What about option D? Option D says that 4 new towns join the TEEs. Again incorrect. This benefit is not restricted to handloom product only. Handicraft, carpet, they are also included. So let's just summarize the key point which we have just covered. So I told you that TEE count is now 43 after these towns have joined the listen. So first of all, Mirzapur, Fardabad, Varanasi and Moradabad. Then we talk about priority MIA, Market Access Initiative Fund. So TEE get first preference for the export promotion support. This is called what? Export promotion support, right? And then we talk about EPCG CSP scheme. Yes, we are talking about this EPCG scheme, which is called Common Service Provider Scheme. So basically, TEE can import capital good duty free for cluster export. So TEE can import, right? They can import capital good. TEE can import capital good duty free, right, for cluster exporter. And product cover include, what are the products covered? Product cover include handicraft, handloom, carpet, not just agriculture or only handloom, right? Now, so this table shows you the entire thing. Town count 43, MIA fund priority yes, EPCG benefit yes, product cover handloom, handicraft and carpets yes. So this one is the correct one. Now friends, let's have a look on the next question. Very good question it was asked. Question was like this: a resident of India returning from a temporary visit abroad is allowed to bring back Indian currency note. Which of the following correctly describe the limit when arriving from different country? Friends, if you are looking for study material for our CCFE program, that is certification course in foreign exchange, whether you are looking for theory PDF course or whether you are looking for video course, both are available on our app. App name is JAIIB and CAIIB Made Simple. You can WhatsApp me on this particular number to get detail regarding the course 8292857381. Right, many aspirants have cracked the examination using our material, and it hardly takes 1 week of dedicated preparation to cover the entire content. And I've explained in the lucid manner so that going through the videos you can understand the concept. And theory and after solving the MCQs PDF and capsule content, you can just revise it. It will surely help you to cover the syllabus in the shortest time possible. If you are looking for the study material, do WhatsApp me on this particular number. Also, we provide you previous year memory-based question which were asked repeatedly in the examination. So this will help you know that which type of question are most frequently asked and you can prioritize those questions. Right. So now let's continue our discussion. So what is happening here? You can see that resident of India returning from temporary visit abroad, he is allowed to bring back Indian currency notes. Which of the following correctly describe the limit when arriving from different country? Option A say up to 25,000 from any country, including Nepal and Bhutan, in any denomination. Option B say up to 25,000 from country other than Nepal and Bhutan. From Nepal and Bhutan, any amount in denomination up to 100 rupees only. Option C say any amount from any country, but only in rupees 100 denomination note. Option D say up to 10,000 from any country, 100 rupees denomination notes, only from Nepal or Bhutan. So basically, this question is about how much Indian currency a person can bring back when returning from abroad. Let's check each and every option. Right, how much Indian currency he can bring back when returning from abroad. Option A say up to 25,000. See, it sounds simple, but it is not the correct. Nepal and Bhutan have some special restriction. You can't bring higher denomination notes from there. What about option B? Option B, yes, this is the correct rule. Let me remind you. If you are coming from US, if you are coming from Dubai, or if you are coming from UK, right, you can carry up to how much? You can carry up to 25,000 rupees, right, in any denomination. You can carry up to 25,000 rupees in any denomination, right? But if you are coming from Nepal, or if you are coming from these two countries, Nepal and Bhutan, right, so you can carry any amount, but only in 100 rupees note or smaller. So no 500 rupees or 2000 rupees, obviously it is banned. No 500 rupees note is allowed from this country. Yes, so B is the correct one. Now, what about option C? Option C is wrong because the 100 rupees only restriction apply only for Nepal and Bhutan, not for any other country. And option D also wrong because the limit is 25,000. This is 10,000. This is wrong. The limit is almost 25,000 rupees. So the correct answer to this question is yes, one and only option number B. From any country except Nepal and Bhutan, you can bring back up to 25,000 rupees. From Nepal or Bhutan, you can bring any amount, but only rupees 100 notes or smaller. Higher denomination notes like 500 rupees or 2,000 rupees are not allowed from Nepal and Bhutan. Right? So many people think that, 25,000 apply everywhere. But remember, Nepal and Bhutan are the exception. I hope this answers your question. Now, let's have a look at the next question. The next question is, which of the following correctly state the maximum foreign currency notes, that is the cash, the maximum foreign currency note, that is the cash, that can be released to traveler from India depending on their destination? Option A, 3,000 from all country including Hajj pilgrims. Option B, full eligible amount for Hajj pilgrims, full amount for traveler to Iran, Russia and CIS country, 5,000 for Iraq and Libya, and $3,000 for all other country. C, 5,000 for all country except Iran, and for Iran only $3,000 is allowed. And D, only $3,000 allowed total in all the cases, no exception. Very good question. So basically, the question is asking you how much foreign currency in cash a traveler from India can actually carry depending on where they are looking for. Let's look at option by option. First of all, let's talk about the option number A. Option number A says $3,000 for all country including Hajj pilgrim. This looks simple, wrong. It is wrong. Hajj pilgrim and some other country have a special rule. So it's not one size fit all approach. Option number B, yes, this is absolutely correct. A Hajj pilgrim can take the entire eligible foreign exchange in cash. So let me highlight it. A Hajj pilgrim can take the entire fully eligible for Hajj pilgrim. Right? A traveler, suppose he is going to Russia. Suppose there is a traveler and he is going to Russia, right? Or Iran. He can also take the full permissible in cash. You can see Iran, Russia clearly written. So full amount for traveler to Iraq, Iran and Russia and CIS country. And a traveler who is going to Iraq and Libya, there is a limit. How much is the limit? $5,000. And for most other country, the limit is $3,000 in other country and the rest. So if eligible, must be given as traveler check forex card. What about option C? It says $5,000 for all country except Iran. For Iran, only $3,000 is allowed. Wrong. It is not same for all. Some country like Russia, some country like Iran, some country like CIS, they allow full entitlement in cash, while other have separate limit. What about option D? Again wrong. There are clear exceptions for Hajj, Iraq, Libya, Iran, Russia and CIS country. So let's just summarize the key point. Remember, Hajj pilgrim, they get the full eligible amount. Let me highlight it. If it is Hajj pilgrim, right, full eligible entitlement. If it is Iran, Russia and other CIS country, again, full permissible exchange. And if it is, Iraq and Libya, just remember $5,000. See, that is the peculiarity of our crash course. I provide you pinpointed content with a highlighted tone so that you can quickly revise it. In your book, you have to highlight it yourself. That will take time. That take most of your time. And obviously, you have time constraint. So under the time constraint, if you want to prepare, if you want to succeed in the first attempt itself, do look for our courses. Right? And for all other country, maximum $3,000 in cash. Rest must be given by a forex card. Yes, that is the cash. In cash, $3,000. But they can also take extra through the traveler check, prepaid forex card or all other instrument. Right? Now friends, let's have a look at the next one. Question is, which specific set of rules formulated by the International Chamber of Commerce is in force since 1st January 2019 govern the international best practice for the standby letter of credit, SBLC? Option A, UCP 600. Option B, ISP 98. Option C, UCP 600. Option D, ISDA 98. Very good question. This question is about the rule book that governs the standby letter of credit or SBLC. Let's check each option. Option number A, 500. Yeah, see, UCP 500 was the older rule for commercial. This is the older rule for commercial letter of credit, but it is outdated now and not specifically to a standby LC. So this is wrong. Option B, yes, this is the correct one. ISP 98, right? So basically it stands for international. Let me write it down. It stands for international standby practices. Please remember the full form. International standby practices. So it is issued by ICC in the year. It is issued by ICC in the year 1999. Practically, it was specifically created to handle standby LC, which are different from regular trade LC. What about UCP 600? This is again wrong, because it is the updated rule for documentary credit, right? While it is widely used for trade LC, UCP 600 is widely used for trade LC. It was not designed for SBLC. So here our point of discussion is SBLC, which is the standby letter of credit. What about ISDA 98? See, ISDA deals with the financial derivative contract, not letter of credit. So definitely not relevant here. So the correct answer is option number B, right? So that is the point. Now one more question is here regarding the ISP 98. Just have a look. So the question says that, let's have a look. Question is, what is the primary purpose of ISP 98 as issued by the ICC in relation to the standby letter of credit? Option A, to govern negotiable instrument. Option B, to reflect custom, uses, accepted practice for standby LC. Option C, to replace all documentary letter of credit with a demand guarantee. Option D, to regulate interbank market segment. Option A is wrong because negotiable instrument are things like check. Negotiable instrument are things like P note, right? Not SBLC. SBLC is not a negotiable instrument. What about B? Yes, this is the correct. ISP 98. This was written to capture the international best practices for standby LC. It makes sure that bank and businesses follow around the world follow the same standard. Option C is wrong. Option D are also wrong. So the correct answer is option B, right? Remember ISP 98, which is ICC publication 590. These are the rules for a standby letter of credit effective since 1999. So these are the important points. Now friends, let's answer this particular question. So the question says that in the case of goods that are found damaged during shipment, which document is typically issued by the carriers to certify the loss or damage? Commercial invoice, bill of lading, survey report, certificate of origin. Let's go through each and every option. Commercial invoice. So commercial invoice is like a bill. It is like a bill given by the seller to the buyer. It shows the detailed legalized, it shows the price, it shows the quantity, it shows the terms of the sale. Like suppose if you buy 100 television from a supplier in Japan, so the commercial invoice will show the price per TV, total amount, payment terms. But remember, it has nothing to do with the damage certification. Here our point of, importance is damage during certification, damage during shipment. What about bill of lading? So bill of lading is a very important shipping document. It works like a receipt for the goods. It works like a receipt for the goods. It works like a contract of carriage and also a title document. So sometimes it may mention visible damage when goods are loaded, but its main purpose is not to officially certify damage during the transit. So this is not the correct answer. What about C? Yes, this is the correct one. When goods are damaged in transit, the carriage or professional surveyor issued a survey report and also damage certificate. It describes exactly what was damaged up to what extent. Suppose 10 television out of 100 television arrived broken. Okay. So the surveyor will record this in the damage certificate. This document is then used for insurance claim or for settling dispute between the buyer and seller. What about certificate of origin? See, this question is also why I'm explaining each and every option because suppose in the next time question regarding bill of lading is asked. So you should have the conceptual knowledge regarding it, right? Now if we talk about certificate of origin, it simply tells where the goods were manufactured. Like suppose I say make in India. So make in India certificate for textile export, right? So let's summarize. The correct answer is option number C. I told you commercial invoice is a seller bill pricing detail. Bill of lading is contract plus receipt plus title, not damage proof. Then survey report or damage certificate is official proof of loss, damage. It is required for insurance claim. And last terms can only be used for sea and inland waterway transport. Option A, FOB, CIF, FAS, CFR. B, DAP, CPT, CIP, FCA. C, EXW, DDP, DPU, FCA. D, FCA, CPT, CIP, EXW. Let's go through each and every option. First of all, option number A, FOP, CIF, FAS, CFR. These are, C only Incoterms, right? So they work only when goods are transported by ship or underway, right? Or inland waterway, because they depend on the vessel loading and delivery point. If we talk about FOB, let me just explain in a little bit. FOB is pre-on board. So what happened, seller delivered goods on the ship at the port, right? Seller delivered goods on the ship at the port, okay? And risk passes once goods are loaded. So risk will pass after loading. Okay, after loading, risk will pass. Then we have CIF, which is the cost, insurance and freight. Seller cover. So in this case, seller, he cover what? Cost plus insurance plus freight. He cover both three things up to the port, up to the destination port. So up to destination port, seller cover all these three. Third, we have FAS, which is called free alongside ship. So seller places goods along the ship at the port. Seller, he places goods along the ship. Goods alongside the ship. Sailor places goods alongside the ship at the port. And CFR, which is the cost and freight. So sailor pays for freight. Sailor pays for freight but not the insurance. He does not pay for the insurance. He pays for the freight. Right, sailor pays for the freight but not for the insurance. Yes, this is the correct one. Option number A is the correct answer. Second option we have is DAP, CPT, CIP, FCA. See, these terms can be used for any mode of transport. Roll, raid, A or air or sea. Okay. So for example, if goods are sent by truck within Europe under FCA, right? So that is perfectly valid. So this option is not limited to sea transport. And option number C, same logic. All of these apply to any modes of transport. Okay, like EXW, X work. So buyer pick goods directly from the seller factory. Does not matter if later it goes by truck, ship or air. So again, no CA specific. Option D, FCA, CPT, CIP, EXW. So these are, multimodal Incoterm. They are called multimodal. Question may be asked, which of the following is a multimodal Incoterm? So must know. They are not tied up to the sea only. CIP, cost insurance paid. It can be used if the goods are sent by air cargo from India to Germany. So remember, key points to remember is that, C only Incoterms are FOB, CIF, FAS, CFR, right? All other Incoterms like, DAP, CPT, okay, CIP, EXW, FCA, DDP, right, DPU. We have a detailed lecture on this Incoterms. I have explained in the very lucid manner each and every Incoterms, what they mean, how they, in which case seller has the maximum responsibility, buyer has the maximum responsibility. We have covered in detail in our video lesson. You can go through them. For any kind of query regarding this foreign exchange examination, you can WhatsApp me on this particular number. Now, let's see the last question of today's session. The question is, here's the summary of this particular question in the form of table. Now, who is authorized to issue the GSP, which is Generalized System of Preference, Certificate of Origin for Indian exporter to avail preferential tariff treatment under the EXIM policy? Option A, any chamber of commerce or industrial organization. Option B, only government agency authorized and notified under EXIM policy. Option C, any private export consulting agency. Option D, exporter themselves without any certification. So the question is asking you that who is authorized to issue the certificate of origin for Indian exporter to avail preferential tariff treatment. Option A say any chamber of commerce or industrial organization. So it sounds logical, right? Because chamber of commerce often issue different certificate. But in this case, not correct. Because chamber of commerce cannot issue GSP certificate. They cannot issue GSP certificate of origin, right? So, if an exporter submits such a certificate abroad, the importing country custom will reject it. Option B say only government agency authorized and notified an EXIM policy. Yes, this is the correct one. GSP certificate of origin is very sensitive because it gives tariff benefit. Yes, it gives, tariff benefit. It like lower import duty in developed country. Yes, it gives tariff benefit like lower import duty in the developed country. So only authorized government agency can issue it. Like some example, let me give you. Like DGFT can issue it. Like, MPEDA. What is MPEDA? Like Marine Product Export Development Authority, they can issue it. Like Textile Committee, they can issue it. Like EIC, Export Inspection Council, they can issue it. So these agencies haven't used a centralized digital platform for issuing the GSP certificate. Option C say any private export consulting agency. Again, this is wrong. Private consultant may help exporter with documentation, but they cannot officially certify origin. And option D say exporter themselves without any certification. Definitely wrong. If exporter self-declare without government certification, foreign custom will deny the preferential tariff benefit. So let's summarize the key point. I told you that GSP certificate of origin, so this is needed for tariff benefit abroad. This is needed for tariff benefit abroad. Only government notified agency, some government notified agency, and name I told you, like Export Inspection Council, Textile Committee, Marine Product Export Development Authority, DGFT, they can issue. Exporter cannot self-issue this certificate. Friends, we have more question available for previous year memory base. If you want to bring the part 2, please write yes in the comment section. I will bring the part 2 video also. And if you want any kind of study material for CCFE examination, feel